Started living the dream, I gotta dream bigger. If she got what I need, then I'ma leave with her. Have my heart on my sleeve and now I bleed bigger. Hard to believe how like a fiend, now I breathe quicker when I see it. Gotta get it, gotta crush it. What's up, you guys? It's episode 2 of the Nuce Podcast with Nuce and
Carter.
Yeah. If you like it and if you don't like it, subscribe, comment, tell us what to do, give us some topics, etc. Let's go. First, we're going to talk about something extremely important. Your butt is probably dirty.
Yeah, I mean, I bet if you wiped your ass right now, it would be like you would see something on the toilet paper.
It would not be
for
clean.
Sure. It wouldn't be clean, and that's like the ultimate test, right? Maybe most people are too afraid to do it because, you know, everybody likes to think their ass is clean, right? And
You would like to think so.
you've lived your entire life thinking that until you use a bum gun.
When you spray your butthole with water, it becomes clean. Okay? If you don't, it's dirty. And I've been living my life as a lie. Like probably you, if you don't live in Vietnam, are living your life now. Because when I was 23 is the first time I cleaned my butt properly with the bum gun. Yeah, it's scary. You're like, I ain't putting water on my butt with a gun. No way.
Right?
And then you do. And even like the first few times you do it, you're like, oh, is it really more clean? But you spray it clean with the bum gun, dab it with toilet paper, and your butt is clean.
Right. And you even like pretty much test the hypothesis afterwards when you wipe your ass and it's completely clean.
Completely clean.
like-
Saves toilet paper too.
Saves, yeah, exactly.
Honestly, you live in Canada. If you live anywhere that doesn't have a bum gun, get a bum gun. I'm going to pull up a picture of a bum gun on the screen right
I
here.
was just about to say that.
And
basically, like, you know, people might be wondering, like, how do they work? And they're basically connected to the tubes that the toilet has. And yeah, you connect. It's so simple. You just connect it and it just has a trigger like a water gun. And yeah, you just spray your butt.
you just spray your butt. Yeah, it's just spray your butt.
It's as simple as that.
It's like a little shower. Little mini butt shower.
One thing to be careful of, for those of you, if you have never used one, is if the water pressure is very high in a certain place, it can spray hard.
There are some aggressive bum guns out there that
Super.
probably clean you way more efficiently than they need to with much more force than necessary.
Yeah, it'll clean you inside and out, for lack of better words. But yeah. So bum guns, yeah, they're kind of like a revolutionary thing, I think. And it's something that we do have in the West, like bidets, but most people don't really use them. It's such like an alien concept.
Yeah, so uncommon.
Yeah, that like even the first time I saw one, I was like, how do I even use this? It had like 2 knobs on it. And I'm like, okay, if I turn this one, then this happens. And then this one, I was, okay, just forget it.
Yeah.
You know? But the bum guns here are very easy to use, and they're common. Any bathroom that doesn't have one, it's weird if they don't have one.
Yeah, super weird. And yeah, like once you use a bum gun and then there isn't a bum gun after that, you just feel dirty, man. It's like you can't, once you have a bum gun, you can't go back, you know?
Exactly.
So
You want to like take a shower.
yeah,
You're like, dude,
it's
there's no
disgusting.
bum gun. I got a shower now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
This is not.
So
Not the same.
we're trying to start a movement, man. Every country needs bum guns readily available in all bathrooms. Bum guns 2022.
Right?
Bum gun worldwide. Hashtag.
Spread the movement.
Yeah. All right. Also, we're going to talk about some more stuff about Vietnam. Now you know about bum guns. If you guys want to know anything more about Vietnam or anything else, drop a comment, okay? And one thing that you notice when you come to Vietnam is the sheer amount of ridiculous traffic. And one thing that is super intimidating is crossing the street.
Oh, yeah. Especially when you first come here. Like, I think a lot of people, when they come here and they look at the street, they're in like such disbelief and kind of like a feeling of dread comes down them. Like, I'm going to have to eventually like cross this at some point. And they get scared. And yeah, man, traffic in Vietnam is insane. I've even seen some people who went to India and stuff, and they were like, no, like India's crazy, but Vietnam is like
even
the
crazier.
craziest place for traffic.
Yeah, man. You got basically to cross the road. We'll try to find a little video of crossing the road here to put it on the screen. But basically, you just like the cars and bikes do not stop. They'll just swerve around you. So you go kind of just walk into the road and you walk really slowly, and the first car or bike that comes will go this way, and the next one they just kind of swerve around you in a big like school of fish, and you just slowly walk across the road.
Exactly. Like a school of fish. It's like or like a stream. So if you could picture a stream of water going and there's a rock sticking out of it, well, the stream is just going to go on both sides of the rock and go around it.
Exactly.
And that's pretty much how people drive.
Exactly.
And so much of the driving here is like based on anticipation. Like if you're going at a certain speed, it's like, don't change your speed because they've already calculated where they're going to go based on the speed that you're going. And so if you suddenly change speeds or stop or something, that's when a lot of the accidents happen.
Yeah, just walk slowly and same pace across the road. If you run, that's so dangerous. And yeah, stopping is even more dangerous.
Yeah, right? And it's like sometimes you kind of have to because it's like, a truck is going. It's not, you got to stop.
Yeah.
But it's just use your own judgment and have confidence in them. Like if you come here and you're scared to cross, have confidence in the drivers because generally they're really good at driving.
Put your life in everybody else's hands.
Yeah.
Some other things you got to watch out for when you're driving in Vietnam, especially in the countrysides by the villages or in the mountains, are dogs and chickens on the roads. Have you ever like almost ran over a dog or a chicken?
Yeah, dude. I've seen like a horse and shit like on the side of the road. Yeah, dogs. I guess those are the dangerous ones though, the ones that you can't really see until the last second, and then it's like there.
Well, man, those big, what are they, yaks or water buffaloes?
Yeah, the water buffalo.
Yeah, those. So especially in the countryside, there's always water buffaloes in a big line walking down the roads. Usually they're walking.
Yeah.
And they'll always like stay in their lane, which is funny. Like they'll pick a lane and they'll walk in a single file line calmly so you can like drive around them. They don't freak out or anything because they're used to people. You just drive past them. But this one time I was biking around this corner and there was only one and it was running. And usually when they're walking, they just go in a straight line, like very predictably and calmly. But this guy was running. So I'm like, maybe I should slow down. And sure enough, like he ran right in front of me as I was coming, but I had already slowed down. And so I could like turn easily.
Oh, yeah.
But had I just, been like, oh, this cow is just going to go straight, I'll just keep going, then I might have been impaled by his horns or some shit.
Right. Yeah, right. Where was that? I'm guessing not in the city.
No. In some mountain. I can't remember where it was. This was when I was first motorbiking like a while ago.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, man. And chickens, like now I know why they call it chicken. Like when you are messing with a car on the road, you know how they call that chicken?
Right. Like the first one to move out of the way.
Because chickens just like
you'll
be biking beside a chicken and it'll just like run. It's just hilarious how they run. It'll run right in front of you and then back on the other side,
Oh yeah.
Or it'll just like wait until you're almost gone and then run right in front of you and like fucking almost crash into you. Yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah, and like Luke was saying before, there's dogs because people often they walk their dogs with a leash on the side of their bike, so they'll be driving. It's weird because, it's just like, I'm going to take my dog for a run and like drive around for 20 minutes with the dog connected to the leash and like hope he doesn't get hit by a bike.
Yeah.
But so, there's that.
Oh, you saw a dog bail off a bike.
Oh my God. Yeah. I saw a dog eat it hard. We were in, when we went to, where was it again?
We went to Maicho.
Maicho.
Way to Maicho.
Right.
Yeah.
So a mountainous area. And this guy, a young kid, a Vietnamese kid, probably about 20 years old. He had a nice bike, a nice fast bike. And he was going up the hill with that. And he also had a dog with him. Do you remember what type of dog? Like a French bulldog, I think?
Some kind of French bulldog pug type thing.
Yeah. Like one of those
flat-faced dogs.
Flat-faced, dense and muscular. And so he would put the dog on the front. So the way dogs, we could put a picture of that up too. The way dogs ride on bikes is they have their hind legs on the bike and then usually the front legs on the front, or they'll put their entire forelegs on the back.
On the if you have a gas tank, like the frontal gas tank,
Right.
in front of where you're sitting. The
Right.
dog just stands on there somehow.
Yeah.
That's how this guy had his dog. At
Stand
least.
there or die.
Or sometimes, yeah, just sitting, like standing on the seat behind somebody, and they're just like shaking, like barely holding on. It's hilarious. Like,
It is a funny sight. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And so this guy was going up the hill and I was thinking like, that looks like a sketchy position to have the dog in, you know? And so, yeah, sure enough, he drove ahead of me and then I see the dog fall off. We were probably going about 40, 50 kilometers, maybe about 40, 50 kilometers per hour. And the dog falls off the bike, does like 6 rolls, I think, and like just gets up like nothing happened, and then just runs back to the bike. He picks him up and puts him back. And it's not like, I don't want to give you guys the conception that people don't care about their dogs. No, they care a lot about their dogs, and they don't want them to get hurt.
unless they eat them.
Unless they eat them,
To be
you know.
continued.
But it's funny because even the people who eat the dogs will sometimes have pet dogs, you know. But it's like, oh, but I'm not going to eat this one.
This one's not for eating.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was hilarious. The dog was okay. He seemed actually like he was probably had a good time when he fell. I don't know, because he was excited.
Just hops right back on. Good to go.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've almost ran over a dog too because someone had him on the bike, and then this was in the city here and just driving, and then dog falls off, and I've slammed on my brakes, and oh shit, dog jumps back on the bike, keep going.
Right.
Yeah.
Just continue as normal.
You wanted to talk about funeral trucks or funeral buses or convoys.
Yeah.
I was saying actually, yeah, you tell us about that first.
Oh, well, I was just on the way here, and while I was on the way here, there was, so yeah, like you just said, a funeral convoy, because these funeral buses, there's never just one. There's normally like 2 or 3 of them in a row, and they drive like maniacs. So I'm wondering, like I see them go through red light. I just disobey every law, and everybody yields for them as well. And I guess we could put post a picture of these buses as well. They've got like a wreath in the front, and yeah, they're for funerals. But I noticed that you got to watch out for those trucks or buses or however you call them, because they drive like insane.
Yeah, man. I guess in Canada, when there are funeral processions, that's what the word is, right?
Yeah, I think so.
They have basically everybody yields to them as well, but they don't go. They don't go through red lights and shit.
Oh no, they definitely.
They wouldn't do that in Canada, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, that wouldn't make sense.
But everybody yields as well,
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
so they can maintain their.
Yeah, so they keep the convoy kind of like everybody puts on hazard lights.
Oh.
I think if they do it like that,
I don't think I've seen that.
I've seen that a couple times. Pretty sure. Everybody in the convoy puts on their hazard lights, and then it's just kind of like respect to like just let them go first,
Right.
instead of like cutting in front of somebody.
Right.
But yeah,
So I guess
Crazy.
it's kind of the same thing here.
yeah, even any bus driver in Vietnam just drives like insane. It's really hard to describe the traffic unless you're driving in it yourself. But let's talk a little bit about Vietnamese food or food in Vietnam. So in Vietnam, they got food, Vietnamese food, or as Vietnamese people say, food. And they also do Western food, like food we'd have in Canada and the United States and everywhere else, but it's usually like Vietnamized food versions. Yeah, Vietnamified versions of the food. So like they have Pizza Hut and stuff like that, Domino's, right? But they also have these, like I said, Vietnam version pizzas.
Yeah.
And that's the first time I've ever seen corn on pizza. Corn on pizza, man. What is that? No.
Sweet corn.
That's right up there on the unacceptability scale of pineapple.
Yeah.
If
Exactly.
not, yeah.
But even like, I find it even worse because corn, like, it can be kind of surprising. It's like you don't know your bite has corn because there's just a small piece, and then you bite it and you're like, oh, what is this, like sweet? It's almost like a raisin. It's like a raisin
Like a
in
raisin.
cookies. It's like disappointing
like
like
a raisin
that.
in a cookie, yeah. No one wants to have a raisin in a cookie.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah, man.
only if you're put in a position where that's like the only thing that you could
It's
eat.
the only cookie that you got.
Right?
It's got raisins. What you gonna do?
And I feel like that's the same thing with corn. It's like, well, let's make a pizza. Oh, well, we don't have anything. Well, we have some corn.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
All right, gotta put something on the pizza.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, corn. What else? I mentioned. Well, we were talking about. I said seafood pizza before, but you said you've seen that in Canada,
Yeah,
right?
I've had friends in Canada order seafood pizza, like pizzas with shrimp on it and stuff, which I'm not a fan of that at all.
Yeah.
Would never want seafood on a pizza ideally, but I don't think that's a very crazy thing. I think that happens in Canada too. So.
Oh, and they often will. Oh, in Canada. So one thing I miss is the dipping sauces. Okay, you get a pizza, you get garlic dipping sauce, jalapeno cheddar, marinara, whatever. Okay, here there's no dipping sauce. If they do give you a sauce, it's ketchup.
Ketchup, and there's this sweet chili sauce.
That too.
That's like pretty much every restaurant in Vietnam will give you either ketchup or sweet chili sauce. It's the same brand of sweet chili sauce that's like this orange, jealous.
Yeah.
Gelatinous.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Exactly. I'd say like gelatinous.
Gelatinous liquid. But it's not like, when I think of sweet chili sauce, I think of like good sweet chili sauce.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like the Thai one with like the flakes.
With the chili flakes in it. Like if you go to like anywhere in the West and you order chicken wings with sweet chili sauce, it'll be that kind.
Right.
But this is like just some weird sweet chili sauce that
it's pretty spicy.
is really spicy. It doesn't even taste good to me. It's just like to make your mouth hurt when you eat.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I'm not a fan of it either. I don't like any sauces that are like too sweet, and both ketchup and that are sweet. At least they have mayonnaise here though, so that's good.
Yeah.
But you usually have to ask because they won't just hand that to you.
Yeah, man.
So, but in terms of good food here, there's so much good food. It's like, I don't
local actual like Vietnamese food.
Yeah, actual Vietnamese food is amazing and cheap and healthy, and it's like you can eat a lot of it and you're not going to feel like total shit. It's like you could eat for like 2 hours at like a gathering.
Yeah.
And I find in the West, like when you eat a lot, like after you're done, you're just like, ugh, like no one wants to move
Food
after that,
coma.
right? Yeah, you're in a food coma, you're like, and then you want to sleep. But here it's like, yeah, you eat a big meal and it's nice and light.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not heavy food.
Exactly.
And hot pot, hot pots are really good. Hot pot's like is that a Vietnamese specific cultural thing or just Asian?
No, I think it's Asian.
Yeah. So it's basically like a pot full of water that's boiling that you pretty much just all sit around it and cook and eat out of the pot, right?
Yeah.
You just cook
Like a flavored
meats
water.
and you have a broth and you cook meat in it and vegetables and you take it out like the same thing as like a Korean barbecue, but just boiling, cooking with the pot instead of a barbecue. I really like that stuff, and you can eat that for so long because you're cooking it, eating slowly,
Yeah.
and you're talking and drinking or whatever, and
Yeah,
eat
exactly.
it for hours.
Yeah, like I'm guessing we could post a picture of every one of these things. Here you'll see when a big group has a hot pot and they're done, the table looks like
Or floor.
or the floor. Yeah, there's just like literally like 30 dishes like all over the table because you just eat so much and you eat for like hours. You finish one, you order another, and you can drink while you're doing it. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun. And like you can cook it how you want it. So if you want to cook something more or less, then that's up to you. You take it out, and yeah, it's pretty like eating over here in Vietnam, and I think in Asia in general, it's a very like communal experience.
Oh yeah. Lots of people gathering for food very often.
Yeah.
Family gatherings happen for like almost any possible reason you could think of. They'll have like as many family members as you possibly could gather for a huge gathering to eat and stuff. And meanwhile in Canada, it's like, maybe at Christmas time is the only time you see your entire family.
Yeah.
And in Vietnam, it's like once a month at least, if not like more than that.
Yeah.
The whole family's gathering for a huge meal.
Exactly.
And yeah, that's another thing I was going to say is that it's very common to use the ground as a table, lay down some mat, and just everybody sits on the ground.
Yeah.
And, I stopped sitting cross-legged like this in grade 2.
Yeah.
But as
Totally.
a Vietnamese person, they never stopped doing it. So you'll have like 80-year-old ladies like sitting on the ground like this, cross-legged, just munching, old men and stuff. And after 5 minutes of me sitting on the ground like this, I'm like, like in pain. I'm like, I gotta stand up, and my bones, like our bones aren't used to sitting like that, I guess. You know what I mean?
Totally,
Same
man.
with the Asian squat. Here's a picture of an Asian squat. And
and you can try and do it, but to do a real Asian squat, I think a lot of people think they can do it, but your feet have to be completely flat on the ground. You can't have your heel up like this, you know? This one I can do. I can go on my toes and go down, but then putting my heel down and like kind of sit, it's like they sit on themselves. It's like,
you're like
their
sitting
weight,
on the back of your legs.
Exactly. Yeah. Their weight is like on the back of their legs, and that's why it's comfortable, and they can be like that for like hours, you know,
just
doing
like
a task.
Sitting. You'll see mechanics just like sit like that when they're working, or people waiting for something on the side of the road. They'll sit like that. I can't do that for more than like 3 seconds without being severely uncomfortable with my knees.
Exactly. It feels like my knees are about to explode. And then it's
an Asian squat, not a Canadian squat. So
that's true. Or even a Slavic squat. I think they do that.
I've heard that too. I've heard that too.
In Russia and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's been times where, I've been in so much like pain after being like that for like half an hour, and then I go to move. And I'm like, dude, I can't even move. It's like, it's so painful to even move.
Locked up.
Yeah. And then they see you like clearly in pain. They're like, "Oh, are you okay? Do you want a chair?" I'm like, no, it's okay. I don't need a chair.
You want to be the only person here with a chair? Just like sitting above like peasants. Like everybody,
You're up here, everybody else
is
down there. Exactly. So I'm like, no, I'm good. I'll just like reposition. I'll just be in pain. And I'm like lying down next to like, exactly.
Yeah, and the little stools. Like many of these restaurants here have little stools like this big that it's like you're kind of sitting on something.
Yeah.
But they're so small, and that's just how it is.
Yeah.
Totally fine. I got a story to tell you about my face and a tree. So the other day, actually this is like shortly after I released my music video, Not That Lucky. If you haven't seen that yet, check that out. Ironically, after that, I got not lucky or lucky, depending how you look at it. When I was actually, me and Carter went out to this bar to eat some food and drink, and then they're like, "Oh, it's 9 o'clock. We have to close right now," because those were the rules for COVID at the time. They had to close at 9, and we're like, "Okay, guess we got to leave." And of course, right at that point, it started storming like crazy. So actually, it stormed for like 5 minutes, and then it stopped. And Carter's like, "Oh, I guess that's the worst of it." And so he goes, and I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna run over to Circle K and buy a raincoat and stuff." And it starts raining a little bit more, and I'm like, "You know what? I'm not gonna wait for the rain to stop. I'm just gonna go." Like, no, when has rain ever hurt anybody? Like, whatever. So I start biking, and then I'm like, it's raining, okay. And then I see stuff like on the road, like trees on the road, and these fences toppled over and stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is more than just rain. And then suddenly it's like so windy, man. Like I can't even, like, I'm biking with one hand, my other hand is on my face like this, and I just can't even see, and it's so windy, and I'm like, I have to stop right now.
Didn't you take a video? Maybe we could put that on, or I took one, so possible.
Oh, you did? Okay. I got a little video of the tree,
so we could post like a little clip.
Yeah, we'll put something here.
Nice.
But and then I'm like, I got to stop right now. Yeah. And then it's just after I thought that, a tree fell on me and hit me in the face. So actually, I guess it was part of a tree. It was a huge tree, and a big branch came down, and I didn't really see it until I was on the ground, and it was on top of me. And it just, I felt the little branches hit me. And then, like, obviously it was right after that. It basically clotheslined me, hit me in the face, and I fell down, and I was stunned. And then I was like, when I realized where I was laying on my bike, and then the tree was on top of me. And I was just kind of like, I couldn't really move.
Yeah.
And then some people like lifted the tree off me and stuff. And then, my face was like, the inside of my mouth and all around my mouth was cut up. And, but it could have been so much worse. Like I didn't get any of my eyes poked out or anything. I thought I was a little bit concussed, but it was fine. and could have been a lot worse.
Totally. Yeah, like you said, are you lucky or unlucky? It's like a bit of both, but I just can't believe the odds, man. That the tree falling at that time.
Exactly. Like I could have been
Insane.
anywhere, but I had to be right underneath that tree when it fell down.
Right.
That's pretty unlucky.
Wait, so were you moving when it hit you?
Yeah, I was driving.
Okay.
I was driving. So I think I was going slow because like the wind was preventing you from going very fast. I think I was going like 20 maybe.
Yeah.
And just like, hand up here, can't even see, and then boom.
Yeah, man.
So enough to hit me pretty hard because it's like I'm going 20 or whatever, and then enough to just instantly stop me and crumple me over my bike.
For sure. So, yeah. If people are wondering, like, what do you mean lay down on your bike? And it's like, well, if you're like this and then something hits you and then you're basically lying down like that, and it's like the only thing holding you up is the seat of your own bike, right?
Yeah, it knocked me back, and then my bike would fall like this, fall sideways as I fall down, and it just kind of like crumpled me onto it. Yeah, it was weird. But what else we got here?
And then
you got
I guess
a cat story.
Oh yeah. So here in Vietnam. Oh, and shout out to the Vietnamese who took the tree off of you. That was nice of them.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I want to add in about that is that Vietnamese, like if you fall or if something happens, like people will stop and they'll help you. So that's like people aren't worried about like being liable for your injuries or anything like that. Like in other places, people will help you. It's like a big family. It's very good.
Yeah, that's true.
But so as for that cat, I went to Vinmart. So Vinmart is just basically this convenience store here, and I heard meowing. And so I look outside and I see this kitten, like super skinny, like it looked like he was not doing well at all. And then I see him cross the street. I'm like, no, because a car was driving by and he hit the wheel of the car, almost just died right there and got crushed and like that's it. But no, like he made it and then he ran to the other side and then he hid under another car, continued to meow. And I'm like, oh, this poor cat. Like I felt so bad for him at that point, just seeing him alone like that. And it's like 38 degrees and he's clearly not doing well. So anyway, so I go in the store and I ask the girl, I'm like, do you know whose cat this is? Is it like the neighborhood cat or whatever? She's like, no, I don't know whose it is. He's been here for like a day or two. And I'm like, okay, well, if he's been here for so long, the mother hasn't come, then he probably was abandoned or something like that. So I called, there's a organization here who takes stray animals to try to help them, and maybe someone else will adopt them. So I called them. Before that, I gave the cat some tuna and a drink. And then some tuna. Yeah, nice. My cat's like fish.
Classic,
right? Yeah. And probably the best meal of his life, the poor thing. And then, I called them to pick him up. They picked him up, and I told them, okay, if he survives, I'll adopt him. Because what they do is they take them and then they bring them to the vet.
If he lives.
Yeah, if he lives. And the girl who picked him up, she sent me a picture of him. Actually, I have a picture. So, we'll post it up there. Unfortunately, I think the day after he died, because I messaged them and I said, what's going on with this cat?
You didn't tell me that.
Oh, no, sorry.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so.
Just gonna lay it on me like that, man? Damn, in the middle of the podcast, man.
Yeah, man, like, I was surprised too, because I was like, really? Like, he just died? But, like, I don't know. He's at the vet now.
From what though? Just like being so unhealthy, or from getting hit by a car?
No, yeah. Who knows? Yeah, like everything. No, what she said was he had these worms, very bad infection of worms. I forget the name, some scientific name. And I was like, all right, well, try to save him. But I don't think they're gonna, go through too much to save him because it's gonna be expensive and stuff. Yeah. Like even if I did say I would adopt him, and I would. But yeah, so anyway, he passed away, and that's
Rip cat.
Rip, yeah.
F.
Rip cat.
Comment F to pay respects for that cat. And also that reminds me of people eating cats and dogs here in Vietnam. Some people think that, I've had people joke with me like that it's a stereotype and stuff, but it's like it's true.
Yeah.
And that's just a fact. So most people don't. But there are, like, especially where I used to live in Hanoi, there are dog meat restaurants, and you can see fully cooked like entire dogs on barbecues. I've never seen any cats, but I've seen cat restaurants in the countrysides. And the weirdest thing to me about this and other restaurants too is that the pictures that they choose to advertise this cat or dog meat or like chicken or anything is the live animal. So like you'll have this big sign of like a cute kitten that'll be like cat meat,
Right.
you know, and like,
And it's not a pet store.
yeah, and it's not a pet store. It's like, come and eat this cute kitten. And like, even in the other menus, like you'll see like you know, like you go out for chicken, and in the menu or the sign on the side of the restaurant is like just a chicken, like not like any logo or anything. It's like that's a chicken,
Right.
Yeah. Like,
like-
do you look at that and go like,
Like, yeah, alive, healthy. If this is what he looked like when he's alive, I bet he would taste pretty good. I don't know what the logic behind that is, but oh yeah, I've seen the sign of like even the group of animals, because I guess they sold a bunch of different ones, and it looked like, you know, one of those like Disney movie posters, like a Disney movie of all the animals like going on an adventure with each other and shit, you know. And that's actually what it reminded me of, like Babe. The movie Babe, because there was like there was a pig and there was a duck, and I'm pretty sure there was like yeah, exactly, all working together, you know, for one common cause. But yeah, no, and then so I remember that one. I never forgot that. I wish I took a picture of it, but no.
Yeah, and yeah, just now you know, like people do eat cats and dogs in Asia or in Vietnam specifically, but it's very uncommon and becoming more and more uncommon, I think. Mostly it's prevalent in the villages and stuff where they probably were eating it because like they, you know, don't have the luxury of choosing everything they want to eat. It's probably how they started eating it, you know what I mean? Like anything.
Yeah.
Another thing that reminds me of is that they eat every part of anything that is cooked here.
Yeah.
So like a chicken, like you cook, like chicken feet is a common thing, and people like it so much that they'll order just the feet of chickens. Like you can get just chicken feet. It's pretty much just skin and bone, a little bit of meat, but it's still like it tastes fine. There's nothing like gnarly about it taste other than in Canada or maybe where you are, you're not used to just eating chicken feet, you know?
Yeah.
Like we cut off the head and feet and all those things and just eat the breasts and the more meaty parts and throw the other stuff away. Here they don't throw it away.
Yeah.
Ever had a chicken ovary?
No, I avoid are those the orange ones?
Yeah, like it tastes just like an egg.
Really, eh?
It's like an egg yolk.
Yeah, that's the thing. I see the texture and I'm like, nah, don't really want it.
It's
kind of like an overcooked egg yolk. Eh?
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of.
Because they'll cook the entire chicken and then just open it up and like eat it. So
yeah,
someone's like, "Hey, you want an egg?" And I'm like, "Is that really an egg though, or is that a chicken ovary?"
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
many,
it's the egg of the chicken. I'm like, yes,
many
but
forms
it's like,
of eggs.
It's kind of like a chicken ovary. You know?
Right.
Like that is what it is. But I've ate a chicken ovary. Did you eat a chicken testicle?
No.
One offered to you.
One was offered to me, yeah, but I didn't eat it because I saw like this like oval shaped looking thing with like veins in it, and I'm like, this is a testicle, isn't it? And they're like, yeah, it is. Ha ha ha. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I can't eat it.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how it tastes. But yeah, they don't waste anything, so that's a very good thing.
Yeah.
Before I even came here, I remember I would mostly eat chicken breast, and then I would go to the supermarket, buy chicken breast, and everyone was like, why are you eating that? Like, it's so boring. It's so bland. And now I know what they mean, because now I eat like the thighs and the legs, and I'm like, yeah, that's just tastes a lot better.
Yeah.
I much prefer it.
Yeah, I guess that like not waste the habit of not wasting anything probably started in the war and all the hard times Vietnamese had. They didn't have they couldn't be like, I'm not going to eat that piece of the chicken.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
They had a chicken. They're like, I'm
Someone's
going to eat that
gonna
whole
eat it.
shit.
Yeah.
You know, and of course, and then it becomes a normal thing. They eat it. I mean, it's just normal because it is. You know what I mean? What the fuck is normal?
Yeah, exactly.
It's normal because
exactly.
they eat it here. It's not normal because we don't eat it over there.
Exactly.
So, who knows?
Yeah.
But one other thing that's pretty prevalent in Vietnam culture is karaoke. Have you ever lived next to somebody who was singing karaoke all night?
Yeah, my neighbors in my old place, 11 o'clock, and it would start bumping, what is love? They love that song, man, and they would play like the same 5 songs again and again. And it was a banger, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, hell yeah, like, you know, getting turned.
Everybody sings karaoke, man. Like, it's such a big staple of the culture. You'll just get a karaoke machine and just sing, like, in your, you know, right outside your house or whatever, or loudly and very, very loudly for some reason.
Oh yeah. They crank it up.
Like, everybody in this whole district is listening to you sing badly for some reason.
Yeah.
To each their own.
Yeah. Yeah, the karaoke culture is to be honest, I don't completely understand it, but I know, like, they're just not shy over here. Like, they're not shy. Like, people, like, I feel like, like social anxiety, for example, I feel like that's so much more common in the West than it is here.
That's a good point, man.
Like, people are so, I don't know, they're just like in a city, in a place of millions of people, and it's very dense. It's like, that's just how it's always been.
I think it's because you have no choice.
Yeah.
Like, when you grow up here, there's always so many people around you no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I thought that too. Like, when you see people, when you come up to a stoplight and, like, some guy's, like, yelling on his phone or something, and I'm like, I wouldn't be doing that. I'd be like, who's listening to me talk?
Exactly.
And like, yeah, you're used to being so close to all these people, and it just becomes the way it is.
Yeah. Yeah, like, it's much easier to isolate yourself, I think, in the West than it is here. Like, even if you are at home, like, they're very family oriented too. So you're probably going to be with your mom and your dad and your grandparents and, like, your sister and, like, the whole family, you know, not just the immediate family, but they normally live in big, like, you know, the generations. Live
everybody
among
lives
each other
in one big house.
Yeah. So, and if you're in your room, your mom is probably going to scream at you and force you to come out, or she'll beat you with a slipper or something. But,
Yeah. Well, I guess, you got anything else?
Yeah, I guess that's 34 minutes now. It's been a while.
On 34 minutes here.
Yeah.
We're gonna cut this one off.
I hope everybody likes the new videotaping.
Yeah, we used my phone
resolution
this time instead of the webcam that we used last time. So, and we got this light, but it's still a bit light outside. So yeah, we hope it's good. Thanks for watching. If you guys made it this far, drop a comment and ask us something.
Yeah.
Tell us what to talk about, or just literally anything. We need some ideas for the next podcast.
Yeah, literally anything. If you've got a question, no question is out of, you know, bounds. Well, maybe some. I guess we'll be the judge of that.
Yeah, we'll be the judge of that. We'll talk about some stuff, but we got to be nice too.
Yeah, exactly. We have to be nice. And, you know, if you guys wondering anything, please go ahead and ask. And, well, thank you so much for watching this video.
The Nuce Podcast.
Peace.